right, here we are in video 2 of lesson 15. And we have a problem on the board. A machine makes 28 shirts in 1 hour. How many hours does it take the machine to make 672 shirts? Okay, I need 672 shirts to sell. And how long is it going to take my machine to make them? Okay, so let's start with an area model, right? You could be writing these notes in your book where you have space, okay? Make sure that you're writing notes. Notes are important. And we need the machine to make 672. Oh, I don't want a rectangle. I want a pen. There we go. 672 shirts, right? Okay. And in 1 hour, it can make 28 shirts. So I'm going to put a little 28 over here. This is 1 hour. And my question is, how many hours is it going to take to make all of those shirts? How many hours? Question mark. Hours. Okay. I think we got everything, right? Now we have to think about an expression we can use to determine the number of hours it will take to make 672 shirts. All right, let's think about an expression. 672 divided by 28. Okay, and we want to remember that this is 672 shirts and 28 shirts per hour, right? 28 shirts per hour. Sorry, that not quite looked like a S, but it is. Okay. So 672 divided by 28. Is it going to be greater than 10 or less than 10? Think about 28 times 10 would be 280, right? So that means that our quotient is going to be greater than 10, right? Because it's greater than 280. In fact, it might be greater than 20, right? Can we think of an estimate? Let's get pink for our estimate. Remember, we always start with our divisor. Divisor, right? The number we're dividing by, the number that's outside the house. So 30 is a really good round number from 28. And 672. Now think about the threes or look at your 3 times tables, right? 67. 6 times 6, 3 times 2 is 6. So 3 times 22 would be 66, which would be 660, right? What do you think about that? That would be 22. Okay, possibly, right? 22 hours, not too bad. All right, so let's start working on an area model. Now we're going to draw an area model somewhere where we have some space. And remember that we're going to use the real number for our area model. So we're dividing by 28, right? Okay, and it's going to be on the left-hand side because it's the divisor. All right, now we already know that it's going to be more than 10. So we can, I call it, think of it as like taking 10 out, taking 10 times 28 out of our number and seeing what we have left. So 10 times 28 is 280, right? Okay, so we got that chunk of 10 out of our 620. All right, you see how that's working? Can we put another 10 more groups of 28? Let's see. So one group of 10 is 280. Two groups of 10 is another 280. Let's add that up and see what that comes out to. 560. It's less than 672. So yes, we can put another group of 10, right? Just like in our example where we had two groups of 10. That's probably how she was thinking about it, right? Okay, so now we have 560. So 20 groups, right? 10 and 10. Okay, now how much remains of our dividend? 672. Let's take 672 and we're going to subtract our 560 from it, right? Now, if you need to think about what this is like for the standard algorithm of division so you can compare them, I'll just put it here, 672 divided by 28, okay? And we could do 10 and then 10 on top. In fact, let's do that. 10 was 280. We're going to take that chunk off, okay? Take out 280. So 672 shirts, 28 in 10 hours, we're getting 280 done, right? So you can take your 280 shirts and go sell them. And then you still have 592 left, another 10. That would be another 280, right? And then we would have 312 left, right? Now, wait a minute. Let's make sure we're doing our math right here. 2 minus 0, 17 minus 8 is 9, 6 minus 2, 5 minus 2, this should be a 4. Hopefully you were noticing that while I was doing it. That's the problem of talking while you're doing your work, right? At least I was talking about math. Okay, so that's 5 minus 2 is 3, 392. Okay, and then 2 minus 2, 9 minus 8 is 1, and 3 minus 2 there's 1. Okay, so 112. So that's what this should match up to right here. There we go, because here we just did it together. You see that? The 280 together. Now see, this is a little bit different than how we normally do our standard algorithm of division, but you notice how we took out 280, took out another 280, and we have 112 left over. So, what are we going to do with our 112 left over? Can we put 10 more groups in there? No, because that would make 280, right? So we can't fit that. How many groups of 28 can we fit into 112? Think about it. Here's an interesting way to think about it. If 10 groups is 280, then what's 5 groups? It's going to be half of that, right? 140. Do you see that? Half of 80 is 40 and half of 200 is 100. So that would be 5 groups, 140. But it's still too big, right? Okay, but we know it's going to be less than 5. That's just helping us figure it out. Should we try 4? Let's try 28 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. 2 times 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11. 112 perfectly. Now, it's 4 groups. So our 4 grows right here. And our 4 groups is 112. And this number adds up to be our dividend, right? And then this number adds up to be our answer. So 10 plus 10, 24. So 24 hours to make 672 shirts. And this would be a 4 here. We already said 4 times 28 is 112. And that would zero that out for our standard algorithm. And here's our area model. And here's our, I forget what they call it. But what does this show us? This shows us how many 28s we need, right? And that would be 24 because each 28 is an hour. And that's 24 hours tape diagram, right? Okay, awesome. Do we have a remainder? No. How many groups did we have? 24 groups. How do we check our answer? 24 times 28, and that's going to equal 672. So we better do that because we don't want to do all of this work and then have it wrong because we, made a multiplication mistake. Everybody does it. Okay, so 24 times 28, 8 times 4 is 32, 8 times 2, 16, 17, 18, 19, magic 0, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 2 is 4, add it all up, 17, 672, check. All right, and then of course we need a sentence. Let's see if we can get a sentence here. I like to use this one for the sentences because I can type it. It's a little bit faster than writing it by hand. Make sure that you are also writing this down on a piece of paper. It takes 24 hours to make 672 shirts. Yeah? Sorry, I was going to try and move it for us, but can't really do that. Maybe. No. Okay. Thank you very much. This was video 2. I'll see you in video 3. Aloha.